Hello, I'm Hayden Watkins.
And I'm Taylor Huffman, and welcome to Thoughtful Thoughts.
Oh, back on the mic. Back on the mic. Back on the mic. So, it's 2016 now. It actually has been for a month, but
We're a little late on it, but I just realized it.
you you woke up this morning and
You're like,
oh,
well, I woke up this afternoon and was like,
He actually slept for 2 weeks straight, so that had something to do with it.
yes, I had to hibernate.
He was like, "Are you ready for New Year's?" I was like, "Dude, that was like 3 weeks ago."
So what?
But so 2015 in a nutshell.
A great year for movies, for one. Great year for entertainment, period.
I think so too.
TV was awesome. We got great movies, a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Great video games. Got some good stuff. 2015.
2015.
End of the world.
No, the end of the world was supposed to be 3 years ago. Remember?
It's been like several times. It's been the end of the world.
I know. It's always
like we've had Y2K. We've had 2012.
Yeah, we're quite morbid.
6606. Everything. Like, we're gonna die.
Or we'll wind up, just moving to another galaxy and terraforming planets.
Well, we're gonna start with Mars first. We gotta share that planet with all the aliens over there already.
Do you think we could terraform Mars?
Mars, I mean,
or are we gonna find it? Are we gonna pull a Firefly and find another?
Well, there is other planets that they've eyed. I couldn't say them right now because they're weird, like letters and numbers.
Yeah.
That they named them, but Mars
like Kepler.
It's more like 8NQ sub 17 stuff like that.
Right.
But Mars is a big planet they've thought about terraforming because it has a lot of the same properties and metals that Earth has, and it's about the same size, so it's going to have the same solar cycles and everything. It'd be an easy thing to adjust to. But I think before we decide to colonize Mars, they're going to colonize the moon first because they've already found frozen forms of water in it. Easy to pump out.
Do you think that we're going to revert back to the Old West?
I think eventually Earth will.
I got Firefly on the brain right now. It's funny. I sit down to watch one single episode of Firefly at a time, and I'll wind up watching the entire series and Serenity.
It's like Lay's potato chips. Can't just eat one.
You can't just eat one, except it's like me with Lay's potato chips.
Oh God, the bag's gone.
I eat the whole damn bag. What an amazing show. I mean, even this far after the fact. I mean, it was 2002 when that show started airing, and it's still just one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Firefly, give it a shot, because if you're a fan of anything that's space related or Wild West, Firefly is going to be right up your alley.
Which, I mean, if you're a hardcore nerd, the chances are you are already a loving fan of Firefly. I mean, I just definitely see that being the case. Anyway, 2015. There was nothing Firefly related in 2015.
No, that was a while back.
Yeah, that was quite a while back.
Doesn't matter. Firefly is every year.
Yes, Firefly is life.
Serenity.
Best movies of 2015.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna boil it down to a top 3.
All right. I'll be the judge of this.
I'm gonna make you go first.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna make me go first.
Yeah. What are your out of every movie that you saw in 2015? Which 3 stand out the most to you?
Which 3? Well, Star Wars, of course.
Oh yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's right there. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man
was
great choice as well.
An interesting movie. What's a third one? I want to say, just because of its factor that it had on the community, especially the internet community, was Fantastic Four. I mean, seriously.
Really?
Yes.
But as one of your favorite movies
of
the year? Really?
I would say that.
Wow. There's some nerd getting red in the face.
I can watch that movie. Other than that, though, if I had to pick another one, it'd be Mad Max.
Yeah.
That movie was fucking great.
Interestingly enough, my 3 would be Star Wars.
Okay.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
And Kingsman Secret Service.
Oh, I forgot all about Kingsman. That was such a good movie.
Kingsman was such a treat. I knew I was gonna go see it because I'm like, it's Matthew Vaughn and Mark Millar. I love Kick-Ass. There's no question about it. I'm gonna go see this movie. But it turned out to be so much better than I was even hoping for.
Yeah, and the hero got the best reward for saving the world ever.
Anal sex with a princess.
That was, yeah.
What a strange final shot for a movie.
Yeah. Who would say no to that?
I don't.
I mean, you need, like, really.
But anyway, Mad Max, though, like, some people are kind of irate about the Oscars right now and their racial prejudice, and that's definitely evident. And now that I've watched, you know what movie I completely
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton.
Yes,
which
another excellent movie.
Yes, we watched it the other night. It was the first time you saw it.
We kind of skipped over 2015 on that one. We might have watched that one in 2016, but that doesn't count. It came out.
Yeah, we might have.
But that movie was the story of Eazy-E. If you don't know who he is, he formed the group.
In a sense, formed the group. Was the face and the name of the group, at least when it first started.
NWA. I'm not going to say it because I'm too white to say
that
title.
Yeah, we're white guys from the South. It would probably be best if we don't. It stands for African Americans with Attitude.
Exactly.
People were like, that doesn't even match up as an acronym. Yes, we know. But yes, Jason Mitchell as Eazy-E in that movie he was absolutely fantastic.
He should have won something.
He should have been.
He deserved it
for an Academy Award, especially. But as much as that's going on, I think that's terrible. Mad Max Fury Road is nominated for Best Picture of the Year.
Yes, and it deserves that win.
It absolutely does.
And if it doesn't get it, I will probably lose hope in the Academy.
Oh, I mean, I definitely will. That's the only reason that they got me right now. It's because they nominated Mad Max. Because actually, the conversation that formed our friendship was about the Mad Max movies. Do you recall this?
I do recall this. We talked the majority of the time about The Road Warrior, which is the best one.
It's one of your favorite movies. It's one of my favorite movies. Definitely a top 10er. Where on that top 10? Not sure. I'd have to map that out, but it's definitely there. We also talked a lot, disagreed a lot about Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, well, it's definitely the weakest in the trilogy.
The redheaded stepchild, the one that you like to beat on.
But it's still, regardless of what you say about it, it still feels like a Mad Max film.
And it's fun and imaginative and kooky and kind of that punk rock.
Really, it's bigger in the sense of It
is bigger, but it is bigger at a price. It loses a lot of the violent edge that the first two movies
Not enough
had.
car chases.
That's also,
I mean, Mad Max is fucking.
It opens up and
road.
He's got a wagon that's being dragged by horses, and you're just like, the fuck?
Yeah, that horse should have fucking rockets on it. What is he fucking thinking?
But yeah, you lost a little bit of the heavy metal, badassery. But
the soundtrack on that movie was pretty good, though. I mean,
Tina Turner.
So
we don't need no hero. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were such a Tina Turner fan.
Well, you know me.
Excuse me. But it definitely Mad Max is definitely heavy metal again because my review for it on Rotten Tomatoes, I literally just said Mad Max Fury Road is cinematic heavy metal.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's 2 hours of just nonstop action.
It's like
but it is absolutely tremendous. And that's a movie that I've watched quite a bit now. It's an easy watch. Any movie that has,
you barely even have to listen to it.
It's a visual experience. It absolutely is.
That movie would work without sound.
And it's directed by a 70-year-old man. Holy shit.
He knew what he was doing.
I know. But now that I've seen this movie, it really makes me regretful that George Miller Justice League movie never happened. Because holy shit, would that have been amazing. Because he would have had all the toys that he had on Mad Max.
Yeah.
For that
Speaking of which, we have a little while till Batman v Superman now.
I know.
And it's going,
I know. I actually read something that kind of worried me.
Okay. Let's hear
They had an
this.
interview with Charles Roven, who is he's been a producer on the Batman movie since Batman Begins. And in this interview, he stated that Ben Affleck's Batman would be judge, jury, and executioner.
Oh, so he's gonna.
He did not straight out say that this Batman was going to kill. I think what he tried to say was that this Batman's going to be a little more off his rocker, kind of like the Dark Knight Returns Batman.
Okay.
Much more free to
Why would that worry
break
you?
and maim people. I think that's what he intended.
Okay.
But the word executioner, of
it
course,
seems to be a rough.
That he's going to kill people, and that is something I'm very much not okay with.
Yeah.
That is the one way that they could ruin this movie.
He's gonna go full Batman from Flashpoint.
No. No, thank you. I do not want my Batman to kill. I mean, that's like Batman Returns. Batman Returns is a fine movie. It's fine. But I really get taken out of it because Batman not only kills people, but murders them in the most horrendous ways. He sets a guy on fire in that movie. Do you remember that? The flame breather that's like breathing flame at him, and he does like the little thing with the Batmobile where he spins around, and then he uses the exhaust to set this guy on fire head to toe. That guy didn't get out of that alive.
No, probably not.
And even if he did, like, he's going to be
it's
severely, horribly burned. And he straps dynamite to a guy's chest and throws him in a manhole, and he explodes in Batman Returns. Like, the fuck? Like, I do not want Batman to kill, and I think that's one. If they do,
it's his only rule.
That is his only rule.
He will go anywhere except to where he would have to kill somebody because he can find a way. That's what makes Batman such an amazing character. Is even though he doesn't kill, he can find a way to win. It's because you know why? He's Batman.
Yeah, he's Batman.
That's an argument you just can't get across.
And like I get the idea of Superman killing because I did not get the impression from Man of Steel like, oh, this is what he's going to do from now on. Like he killed Zod, so he's going to kill every single bad guy. But he needed a basis for why he wouldn't kill again in a way that Batman doesn't need. Batman's origin story right away lets you know why he doesn't use a gun and why he would never kill. It's a perfect origin story for a superhero. It doesn't need explaining. It doesn't need any growth in that area. Not to mention that this is an established Batman.
Yeah,
who's been
seasoned, very seasoned.
A seasoned Batman, yes. And he doesn't need that. I just want Batman.
And we're gonna get it. I'm thinking. I mean, I don't think they'll disappoint us too much on this. If they do,
that is going to be a fun podcast to record.
It is going to break me.
It is going to be a really sad podcast to record. You're going to have to drag me out of that theater because I'll probably be inconsolable.
A cucumber.
Oh yeah. Calling to work the next day and fucking it would be absolutely awful. You know, we can edit these things, so if you want to tell me what time, because I can't read that. So what is it?
This is a 1 and a 5.
Okay, 15. I'm sorry you did it so fast.
How did you not read that?
You did it so fast I didn't see it. But anyway, we've already talked at great lengths about Star Wars.
Yeah, we don't really need to get into that anymore.
If you haven't seen Force Awakens, then what fucking rock are you living under right now? Almost $2 billion at the box office, though.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's going to be Avatar's worldwide gross, which is sad because Avatar is overrated.
Yeah, but
some people would argue that this movie is overrated, though. But
space sells.
Space does sell. Science fiction sells. Science fiction is one of the most fertile grounds for an artist expressing their imagination. and some of the most entertaining forms of storytelling can come out of that.
Space is endless, so I mean, you really
Space,
the final frontier.
What do you think about Star Trek Beyond? By the way, we saw that trailer when we went and saw.
Yeah,
I'm not that pumped for it.
we will see. I'm gonna go see it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go see it, of course. I mean,
but I don't think it's going to stack up to the other two.
Well, I hope that I am hoping it's better than Into Darkness because I was kind of let
Well, I'm
down
not saying
by
I
Into
don't.
Darkness.
I don't want it to be. I want it to be the best one they've ever done. But
Well,
I'm not
that's
saying
definitely not
yeah.
going to happen.
But you know,
I mean, in terms of the Star Trek movies, it's like the Star Trek movie, the iconic, the perfect Star Trek movie,
Wrath of Khan
will forever be Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
But JJ's reboot, the first movie that he did, that's a close second.
Yeah, and it's in universe.
It is. It's a reboot that is part of canon.
Which I really usually don't like the whole time travel thing because I think it's an easy cop out, but it really worked in that movie.
It did.
Because it the problem with time travel, like what's the best way to put it? It's a ploy to get the story to move somewhere completely else, and you can hit the reset button like the fucking DC universe does all the time.
Oh, which by the way, the DC universe is thinking about rebooting again.
Why? They just did the New 52 like 4 years ago.
I know. I
Are you
fucking
kidding
know,
me?
dude. I know. I think it's
what is
stupid
with them
too.
and the little red button?
I don't know. They've pressed that red button. They've mashed that fucking red button.
It's kind of
death.
It's the paint's rubbed off of it.
Yeah. They have to fix the wiring in it.
They're like, oh fuck, it broke again.
They have, yeah. It doesn't take them long to completely derail a new universe. And I love DC Comics. They, I'm a DC guy over Marvel, but yeah, they really just need to stop completely rebooting their universe all the time.
If they're gonna do it again, they need to make it worth it. Because this New 52 run, it was okay. I mean, it's not their best, obviously.
They made some decisions I was not happy about.
Some poor decisions. One of my main things I don't like is Martian Manhunter got pushed out of the Justice League.
I don't like that either, and
which I'm cool with Cyborg being in it. So I like Cyborg in the Justice League. That's cool. He kind of gives Batman a little bit more power too, because Batman and Cyborg together, holy shit, that's a powerhouse waiting to happen. But I want them to, if they're going to reset it again, they need to stick with what they're going to do. I want them to reset it again and not think about it for another fucking century. Seriously. Because I'm getting tired of this shit that they're doing.
Another 2015 movie that we need to talk about is another one that we just recently watched.
Goosebumps.
I missed it in theaters. Now, you and I, we are millennials. We were raised on the Goosebumps series.
I've read a couple of them.
I've read much more than a couple. I've read probably half that book.
Well, you make fun of me because I read the Choose Your Scare ones more than the other ones.
I think they're gimmicky.
Which they are gimmicky.
I don't like gimmicks though.
But they're fun. They're not as good as the actual stories.
No.
Shocker on Shock Street, Night in Terror Tower,
The Haunted Mask.
Yeah, they don't stack up against books like Shop Till You Drop Dead or The Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
The Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
That's the name of one of them. Let's see.
Wow.
Probably the best Choose Your Scare would there's one called what is it called? Deep in the Jungle of Doom. It's pretty good. It was one of my favorites.
But this Goosebumps movie was a lot of fun. It was a total nostalgia trip. I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough that I rented the movie out of Redbox for us to watch, and then wound up buying it because I was like, I know I'm gonna want to watch this movie again. It was really great to get to see all those monsters brought to life, and it got to the point where it's like I said it after we watched it. It's like Cabin in the Woods for kids.
Yeah.
Because it's a big, horror spectacle with all these monsters, except without the bloodshed and the disturbing moments and things of that sort. Very kid friendly, very family friendly, but still, like, it got to the point where just like Cabin in the Woods, we're like we were pausing it to look at the monsters, and to see it like, oh, there's the executioner from Night in Terror Tower. Oh, look, there's the vampire from Vampire Breath.
There's the jack-o'-lantern from Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, exactly. And the scarecrows from The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a wonderful movie, and it's probably the best thing that Jack Black's done in quite a while.
Yeah, he's been having a problem. I think after he had kids, he had to slow down on his racy movies because Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny. Oh, that's a hoot of a movie.
Yeah,
my favorite musical, probably.
That's your favorite musical?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
But yeah, it was nice to get to see him make a movie where he was like, I know that this is a movie that my kids would like. Like he was making a movie that his kids could see him in.
He tried that with Gulliver's Travels, but that movie is...
And it's the same director, too. The same director who made Gulliver's Travels also made
Goosebumps.
Rob Letterman. He also made Monsters vs. Aliens, which is a cute movie. I liked it. But
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, I've only watched it once, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I did not like Gulliver's Travels.
No, I don't think many people did.
No, but
I think Jack Black liked that movie.
Yeah, but I think this... Well, I would disagree with that, considering that he jumped right back into working with Rob Letterman again.
Well,
but it was for...
Like I said, he's doing it mainly for his kids now. Because he is a good actor. He's a good singer and everything. But he's got to be careful on what he does now because he's got kids. And the Goosebumps movie, it was just a good idea. And he really paid off, him playing as R.L. Stein. Nothing like the original R.L. Stein at all.
No, like the real R.L. Stein, no.
But he played a good version of R.L. Stein. I enjoyed to watch.
I enjoyed R.L. Stein's cameo as well.
Yeah. He was a teacher.
Yeah, he walks by and says, "Hello, Mr. Stein," to Jack Black, to which Jack Black replies, "Hello, Mr. Black." I was like, that is pretty clever.
He also played the voice of Slappy.
And the Invisible Boy. Both of the monsters who can talk were voiced by him. Because they are figments of his imagination.
Yeah, so it would make sense for them to have the same voice.
Exactly. Very, very nice. I know the moment that you and I both kind of looked at each other on, because we are, as fans of the books, we are very familiar with the cover art. Like, the cover art was what always drew your eye to those books.
Yeah.
These amazing pieces of cover art. So Jillian, her name's Jillian Michaels, right?
I don't think her last name's Michaels.
Are you sure?
I'm going
to look that up real quick.
Okay. I think it's a 3-letter last name, maybe. I don't know. It's been a little while.
Jillian Bell.
Okay.
Jillian Bell. So Jillian Bell plays the main character's aunt. Dylan Minnette, I believe is how you pronounce his name, if I'm not mistaken. Jillian Michaels is the woman who does like the workout videos.
Oh,
holy shit!
Yeah, that's two different people.
Epic fucking fail. But anyway, so Jillian Bell at one point answers the door, and there's a cute little poodle at the door, and you and I just looked at each other because we're just like, that's the barking ghost, because I remember that cover very, very vividly.
Yes.
This cute little poodle with demon red eyes and sharp teeth.
That was one of those Nightmare Fuel covers that they had.
Yes.
Which, that's one that's ingrained into my skull.
And also, I'm glad that Slappy actually looks like Slappy. Because anybody who watched that, the Fox show, which is a wonderful show and a big part of our childhood.
Got done watching, what was it? The Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Who is also in the movie.
Yeah.
But Slappy had orange hair in that show, which is weird. That sounds like a bullshit producer decision. Like,
it probably was. They probably wanted to...
brown hair's not scary enough.
Exactly.
You know what's really scary? Gingers. Gingers are fucking scary. Give that doll orange hair. I don't know. That was a weird decision. I don't know why they decided to do that. Slappy looks like Slappy.
Yeah, he looks like
like the cover that gave us all nightmares at some point. That's a creepy ass cover.
Yeah.
And they recreate that in the title sequence at the end. Yes, but they also recreate him with the garish grin.
Yeah.
But they also, in the movie, in the credit sequence as well, but in the movie recreate the cover of Shocker on Shock Street,
which was cool.
with the giant.
If you don't know
praying
what that
mantis.
is, yeah, it's the giant praying mantis. If you haven't read that book, that's actually one of my favorites.
That's one of the best.
Even as an adult, you'll probably enjoy that book.
But that was an awesome moment. They're driving on the street, and then boom, there it is, and it looks like the cover coming to life. It's one of my favorite villains in the movie. As
Villains?
It turns out,
I mean, monsters. They're a lot more monstrous than villains.
Oh well, they terrorize. So I would call them
Slappy's a villain.
Slappy is the primary villain of the movie. Yes.
But you were upset about something with that movie.
The haunted mask was nowhere to be seen.
And
the mud monsters from You Can't Scare Me were also not present.
And
what was the third one that I was
the whole
about?
thing you were excited about?
Oh, Monster Blood! Monster Blood was nowhere in the movie.
At the end, right before he reveals the blob that ate everything, when he's using it.
Blob that ate everyone.
Yes, that one. He looks at me and goes, "Oh God, Monster Blood!" And then it turns pink, and I'm like, "No, it's the blob."
Which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I would have preferred it to be Monster Blood, especially since they mentioned Monster Blood earlier.
Yeah, they mentioned the haunted mask too when he's writing the new story.
They made a wonderful scene out of one of my least favorite Goosebumps books ever, which is the Lawn Gnomes.
Yes.
I never really cared for that story or the episode of the show, but
they were pretty terrifying in this movie.
They were awesome, and I loved how every time they moved, they broke.
Yeah,
that was really,
it makes
really cool.
sense, but everything all the monsters, you can't kill them.
Yeah, that was a fun sequence.
It makes it more more scary.
Yeah,
it's like you can't defeat these things.
No, they blow them up at a certain
They're like
point.
milkshake zombies.
Yeah, they all come back. Oh,
except worse.
Yeah, milkshake zombies. You can't kill them if you turn them into milkshakes. These monsters, if you turn them into milkshakes, then
they just milkshake back together.
And there's a lot of people in this movie too. There's a lot of well-known actors besides Jack Black. I mean, Jillian Bell, who's on Workaholics, which is a show that you and I watch quite a bit. Yeah. Ken Marino's in it. Amy Ryan's in it. Like, there's a lot of actors in this movie, which is it was fun. You know, I'm guessing that they were all like, "Hey, let's do a movie that our kids would dig."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a blast, and truthfully, just talking about it makes me want to watch it again. I think I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow. It's a really, really fun movie. It's a breezy movie.
It's easy to sit through. I mean, you watch it and it's like it's over with, and you're like, oh cool.
Well, there you go. I mean,
it's easy to watch. You can sit there and just enjoy it.
I think it's a good one, and I want to take
which is something like you brought up again. It feels like Cabin in the Woods in that respect, because it's just an easy watch, and you can sit there and it's just you enjoy it.
And funny enough, it's actually longer than Cabin in the Woods.
Really? I thought it was shorter.
No, it has a longer running time than Cabin in the Woods.
It must be that intro in Cabin in the Woods feels a bit longer.
Yeah.
Goosebumps. But
the most brilliant opening for a horror movie ever, where you think that you walked in the wrong movie. You're just like, what is this? It's two guys talking around a water cooler.
I got a question for you. Did it scare you when the title popped up? Did it make you jump at all?
A little bit.
It did me horribly, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is weird. I was like, this is Cabin in the Woods. It's worse than the opening video of the Blu-ray of Fight Club.
Yeah, shout out to Drew Goddard, because he wrote The Martian, which is a big box office hit. So it looks like he's kind of chugging along. He kind of had a rough time. Well, I don't know if he had a rough time, but he was kind of bouncing back and forth between projects, because he was the showrunner on Daredevil, and then he wound up leaving Daredevil for Sinister Six movie at Sony, and then Marvel got the rights back to Spider-Man, and then
which is going to be an interesting thing to see. I cannot wait to see the new Spider-Man.
I cannot wait to see Civil War. That's the first time we're going to see him, and that's this fucking year, dude.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be a good year for movies.
It's going to be a great year for comic book movies, which also, I can't believe we haven't mentioned it yet.
Deadpool.
2 weeks. 2 weeks away
now.
Yeah,
we are going to very much enjoy that movie. I've been waiting for Ryan Reynolds to put the costume on for a long time.
And it's happening, and it looks like a Deadpool comic brought to life.
Yeah.
I absolutely can't wait.
It's like a Freddy Krueger face-fucked topographical map of Utah.
I love you look like the inside of other people's people's assholes.
It looked like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
Yeah. But I'm super.
I feel like they're gonna use those lines in that, and then it's gonna be something fucking completely different in the movie.
Actual movie. Yeah.
It's gonna be great too. I'm sure.
I
think that's gonna be a running gag in the trailer.
Oh, they might have an entire reel on the Blu-ray when it comes out of just them kicking back and forth different things. But yeah, I absolutely can't wait for that. Which we will be doing a spoiler cast on Deadpool. In a couple weeks.
Believe it.
As well as Batman v Superman. That's a little further off, but you best believe that spoiler cast is going to be posted soon. It's not going to be as delayed as the Force Awakens one turned out to be.
No, we had. I've been lazy.
We both lazy. Have. Yeah, we've both been a little pokey.
Sorry about that. I know there's people that's wanted to hear this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All two of you. Seriously, two people, Buddy and Ashley. Very adamant to hear
our biggest fans.
Yeah. Shout outs. Shout outs to you guys.
Y'all are awesome. We're so sad.
No.
We're gonna have more fans one day, I promise.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's like this is gonna be our
our
second podcast of 3.
Yeah. All right, you ready to wrap up?
Well, I guess we can. One quick thing. Mass Effect. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Looking forward to Mass Effect Andromeda coming out this December. Speaking of Star Wars.
Speaking of way the fuck ahead.
Yeah, I don't care. You know how long I've been nerding out about Mass Effect coming out.
I'm well aware. But we got some time.
We do, and
you're probably gonna mention it on every single podcast
for a while. And when that game comes out, oh yeah, I'm making him do a podcast with me.
I'm gonna be there like,
oh, get drunk. You are going to fucking watch me play that game.
Oh, I do have to add one more thing before we go.
Okay.
The first episode of Drunk Commentary will be coming soon. Drunk Commentary is a podcast we're going to do where we have a few drinks and we watch bad movies. And if you so choose to do so, you can sync the movie up with our podcast and watch it with us.
It's going to be fun. What are we starting out with?
The epic turd of the comic book movie genre, Batman and Robin.
And then we're going to follow that by Howard the Duck.
Oh, yes. 2 comic book movies, 2 stinkers. How long is Howard the Duck?
I don't know. It's like an hour and 30 minutes, something like that.
Okay, so 3.5 hours of drunken, stupid fun.
And eventually we're going to do The Room, too. So
yeah. Well, we're not going to give you an entire slate, but we're going to do them
3,
as we see
there's
fit.
2, and maybe that one as soon as we, get it.
Oh, yeah. We have to buy a copy of The Room first, though, so that's going to be pretty terrible.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'm Hayden Watkins.
And I'm Taylor Huffman.
Think about it.